Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على أشرف المخلوقين سيدنا ونبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. So mashallah, the brothers recited again tonight in a very beautiful way many of the surahs. And many messages are in the surahs. Today inshallah we'll be touching one of the hawamim called Hamim as-Sajda. The reason for this surah, it refers to one of the incidents that took place in the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and that tell us an idea about again how Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was dealing every day with so many problems in Mecca, and the problems were different, trying to convince the people, but mostly there are so many other challenges. It looks like the people of Quraysh, in the beginning, they tried to solve the problem in a friendly way. So in one time, they choose one person. His name is Al-Walid ibn al-Mughira. Al-Walid ibn al-Mughira. If you look at the word Al-Walid, it will refer to his son, one of the greatest Sahaba, which is Khalid ibn al-Walid. So this is his father. And Al-Walid ibn al-Mughira was a very rich person from a family called Banu Makhzum. And the number was a lot. Banu Makhzum was a big, huge number. And they had a lot of leaders among them and good fighters like Khalid ibn al-Walid. I don't know if some of you may know a brother of Khalid ibn al-Walid. His name also was Al-Walid ibn al-Walid. And mostly we don't know that much about him. But this guy also was a genius, as good, as brave as Khalid ibn al-Walid. But going back again to Al-Walid ibn al-Mughira, who was a mature person, everybody respect him in the community. So they told him, why don't you go and talk to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? You are wise, so talk to him. Maybe he will take something from you. And he said, okay, I will. So he went and he said to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, oh nephew, would you listen to me? So he's approaching the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in this nice way with respect. Would you like to listen to me? Because he's like an uncle for the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In the end of the day, all of them belongs to Quraysh. In the end of the day, all of them are from Adnan. In the end of the day, all of them are from Qusay. So the lineage of the Prophet ﷺ, and even with Al-Walid ibn al-Mughira or Khalid ibn al-Walid, they meet in one of the great grandfathers, subhanallah. Anyway, Rasulullah ﷺ with so much respect, he said, قُلْ يَا عَمْ أَسْمَعُ مِنْكَ. So again, it's al-hasanatu bimithliha. When someone treats you in that way, so you're supposed to treat him the same way or even better. So he said, yes, uncle, please talk. I will listen to you. Well, he did not tell him, you are just a kafir and I cannot even listen to you. And he is the prophet, the messenger. So what this person could tell him? But with all respect, he said, let's go talk and I will listen to you. So he started talking to him. And he said, لَقَدْ فَرَّقْتَ جَمَاعَتَنَا. Indeed, you divided us. Quraysh now is divided. Muslims and non-Muslims, idol worshippers and those who worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this division, it happened in the house. Sometimes husband and wife. This one is a Muslim, the other one is not. Brothers and sisters, father and son. So they were all divided. So there was a chaos in Mecca. So that's why he say, لَقَدْ فَرَّقْتَ جَمَاعَتَنَا. You are the one who divided us. And what are you looking for? If you want actually doing this because you want to be the leader, we are ready to give you the leadership. We will appoint you and we will even make you the king. And if you want, we could put the crown on your head. We have no issue with that. That's fine. If you want to be the richest person and that's why you're doing so, we will collect the money from each one and we will make you the richest one. Because we cannot continue this way. The society of Mecca was all divided. Subhanallah. In some of the cases, son doesn't talk to his mom anymore. Father doesn't talk to his daughter anymore. Even husband and wife, subhanallah. And then they said, if you think what's happening to you, it's a kind of illness. It's a mess from shaitan. It's a mess from jinn. Because they used to believe in that a lot. It could be a jinn, that's he's whispering into your mind, and that's why you are saying those things and you claiming that you are a prophet, you are a messenger. We will try to find the best raqi. So I want to give you ruqya, someone who will do something for you. But if you're looking to be, for example, the most beautiful woman, we will choose the most beautiful woman for you, and we have no issue. But you got to stop this. You cannot continue this anymore. We have to come back together. And the Prophet ﷺ, after listening to him, he said, أَوَتَسْمَعُ مِنِّي الْآنَ يَا عَمْ. After I listen to you, would you also listen to me? I say, go ahead. قُلْ أَسْمَعُ. Say, and I will listen to you. The Prophet ﷺ did not make a speech, but actually he recited the beginning of Surah Hamim As-Sajda, or Hamim Fussilat, which it says, بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم حاميم تنزيل من الرحمن الرحيم كتاب فصلت آياته قرآنا عربيا لقوم يعلمون بشيرا ونذيرا فأعرض أكثرهم فهم لا يسمعون. And he continued reading, subhanallah. And those verses are so powerful. Really, anyone who got the taste to study the literature or the poetry, these kind of verses are unique, are different than anything else in the Quran. Definitely the Quran, all of it is a miracle. All of it is the word from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But some of the ayahs or some of the surahs, especially those that they were revealed in Mecca, the language is completely different. The structure of the sentences is completely different. There is something just unique about it. So he was reciting. Beside the structure of the sentences and the miracle of the words, it's also the meaning is so powerful. A small translation, it would say, this is the book, which is Arabic book for the people that they have knowledge. I'm being sent as someone good, give good news and give also a warning. Some of them they listened and some they rejected. And some of them said, in our hearts are completely closed and our ears are closed. We will not listen to you. It's like there's a curtain between us and you, subhanallah. Do whatever you do, we will be doing. Indeed, I am just a man, a human being just like you, but I receive revelation, subhanallah. And the ayahs continue, and the ayahs continue. Until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فقال لها وللأرض ائتيا طوعا أو كرها قالتا أتينا طائعين. Allah, He ordered the heavens and earth, and He say, you submit yourself, if forcefully or voluntarily. They say, voluntarily we are. فقضاهن سبع سماوات في يومين. So He made them 7 heavens in 2 days. وأوحى في كل سماء أمرها. And He ordered in every heaven whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to order. And then we made this heaven or the sky with beautiful stars. And it's a protection from any kind of shaitan. And then the next sentence, فَإِنْ أَعْرَضُوا فَقُلْ أَنذَرْتُكُمْ صَاعِقَةً مِثْلَ صَاعِقَةِ عَادٍ وَثَمُودٍ. And if they still rejected this, tell them, I am warning you from a sa'iqah, a storm, a disaster, just like the sa'iqah that happened to the people of Ad and Thamud. Up to this, Al-Walid ibn al-Mughira, he stood up, went closer to the mouth of the Prophet ﷺ, and he put his hand close to his mouth and he said, ناشدتك الرحم إلا كففت. He said, I'm asking you by the kinship between us, by the relation that we have, because we are, please stop. That person could not take it anymore. Those words were so much in his mind and in his heart that he couldn't hear more. So much pressure on that person, the way how he sees the things. He sees that like the sa'iqah is about to happen to him with those very strong words that are in those verses, subhanAllah. Say, please just stop. And he left. He left to the people of Quraysh. The people of Quraysh were waiting for him to see the result, because they sent him as someone to negotiate with the Prophet ﷺ. So when he came and the people were waiting for him, right? And he entered, they look at him and they say, نَرَاكَ قَدْ جِئْتَ بِالْوَجْهِ or بِوَجْهٍ غَيْرَ الَّذِي ذَهَبْتَ بِهِ. We see you that you come in with a different face. This is not the same face that you went with, subhanAllah. Your face changed. أَوَسَحَرَكَ? Did he do magic to you, this Muhammad? Sallallahu alayhi wasallam. He say, you know me enough. You know that I am among your leaders. I am the person of knowledge. And I know about poetry. And I am a wise man. I am old enough. But this person, what he said is not sihr, is not magic. It is completely something different. And then he used some beautiful words. This non-believer, this idol worshipper, this kafir, who came to challenge Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he is the one who made this statement about the Quran. He said, "Inna liqawlihi lahalawa." He said, indeed, his words are so sweet. Wa inna alayhi latalawa. And it's so bright. Wa inna a'lahu, subhanallah. Wa inna asfalahu lamughdiq. And it's so deep. Wa inna a'lahu lamuthmir. And the highest part is so fruitful. وَإِنَّهُ يَعْلُو وَلَا يُعْلَى عَلَيْهِ. This, his word goes so high and no words could go higher than this, subhanAllah. This is the statement from this person. They were just listening to him and they said, لَقَدْ سَحَرَكَ بِكَلِمَاتِهِ. Indeed, you are just under the affection of his magic, subhanAllah. How can you say so? If this is what you are saying, what you are leaving for the other people. If you, the leader, who's supposed to negotiate with him, you are so obsessed with his words, then what our other people, what they will say? So what should we say then? Then they start negotiating what to say. So do we say he's a magician? He say, لَقَدْ عَرَفْنَا السِّحْرَ. He say, we know the magicians and we know how they talk. But these words are not words of magicians. Then we will say he's a poet. He say, we know poetry. We know the poetry, we know what we call qafiya, we know buhur al-shi'r, we know all that. But this is not poetry. They say, نَقُولُ كَاهِن. He's a fortune teller. And those people used to go and to speak, they say, speak some crazy word. They say, we know he's not. They say, we'll say he's majnoon, crazy. He said, we know the junoon. This is not a majnoon person. He is so mature. And all of us, we know him. These are the most powerful verses in the Quran. And that tells you about the miracle of the Quran. Now, we're just going to have a little touch today. What is the miraculous part of this Quran? What's miraculous in the Quran? When we take a small surah, let's say Surah Al-Ikhlas or Surah Al-Kawthar, it has only 3 verses, right? إِنَّا أَعْطَيْنَاكَ الْكَوْثَرَ فَصَلِّ لِرَبِّكَ وَانْحَرْ إِنَّ شَانِئَكَ هُوَ الْأَبْتَرُ. Why the people of Quraysh could not come up with a verse like this? These were knowledgeable people. These were the top notch of poetry. So how come they cannot even make something like it? 3 sentences. These are Arabs, born and raised, and they were the top of speech and the talk. And the Arabs used to be so proud of them that they even used to call the other people, which is, they call them ajam. The word ajam, when you hear it, it's a word how the Arab used to look at the other people. Arab means he is eloquent, he is fasih. Ajam, that means that he doesn't have the eloquency. Subhanallah. And that's the Quran say, Arabiyyun wa a'jami. So they used to be so proud of themselves that they are at that level. Now, the Quran came to challenge them. Say, just make one surah like this. One surah, 3 sentences. Do you think Abu Jahl, Abu Lahab, and you name all those people, they were so ignorant and they did not try? Or they did not know how to speak or how to talk? They were not good and convincing people? They were. And they tried. Secretly. But whenever they write something and they compare it to the Quran, they realize, no, it's not like the Quran. This is better. For us, even the Arabs right now, including, if someone comes up with some beautiful words, and then someone comes with verses from the Quran, but the other person doesn't know, I say, can you compare them? They look the same. Because you are not an expert in language. You're not an expert in poetry. You're not an expert in this. You're just not going to be able to differentiate. But these idol worshippers, they knew when they put the Quran, those small verses, and they put the poetry, which is like so beautiful, they know, these words of the Quran is much higher than anything. It's called in Arabic, as-sahlul mumtani'. As-sahl al-mumtani'. Sahl means easy, but mumtani' means you cannot make it. It looks easy. Inna a'tainaka al-kawthar. There's verbs, they are subject of the verb, object of the verb, there's so and so, there are pronouns, and then you combine those. Can I do it? Can I try? Try. You can't. And this is the miraculous part of the Quran, the words of the Quran. It has something inside that you look at it, you like it, it penetrates your heart, but if you try to make something like it, you just cannot. Another small story to tell you how this Quran was actually going to the heart of those people, although they were against it. So remember, there are 2 things. You may acknowledge the haqq, but you don't follow it. Why? Because your heart is closed. Your eyes are closed. You're just stubborn. And that happened to, subhanAllah, Abu Jahl. His name actually, Abu Jahl is the nickname that the Muslims give him. Abu Jahl, father of ignorance. But actually his name is not Abu Jahl. His nickname is Abu al-Hakam, father of wisdom. His real name is Amr ibn Hisham. Amr ibn Hisham. So look at this person. When he heard about this situation that I told you, and he said, let's go and listen to this man, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, what he's saying. So they said, we don't want the people to see us because of the see us listening to him. So what about the regular people? They will also follow him, and they were trying to prevent that. They will tell the people, don't listen to him, just don't listen to him, don't go to him. They will stop the people because they say anyone who listens to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that's it, he's gone. It's like he's going to be infected or something. So those people, subhanallah, I'm talking about Abu Jahl, Al-Akhnas ibn Shurayq, Umayyah ibn Khalaf, and in some versions others, they said, let's go and listen to him. But they want to do it individually. Nobody wants to tell the other one. They say, the best time is to go to Muhammad, to the house of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the night time. Usually he's home and he reads Quran by himself. So they came and they started listening to him. They did not tell each other. Each one of them, he was listening from a different corner. And it was nighttime. Nobody could see the other one. There was no light at that time, even no candles, nothing. It's just the darkness. So they were listening until he finished. And each one of them now is going home. They meet each other in the way. And then, where were you? Where were you? You were listening to Muhammad. How it's shameful. Then you did the same, and you did the same. So they start blaming each other. And they say, we, the leaders of Quraysh, we are doing this. So what we are leaving for the others? So promise, we're not going to listen to him. We're not supposed to listen to him. So they decided, and they gave an oath to each one that we're not going to do it. The next day, they did the same. and they meet each other. The third day, they meet each other. What was so sweet, what's so attractive in those words, that those people were walking in the nighttime, listening to this man, that they don't like him. That's the miracle again of the Quran. I will close with another small story, just to tell you how this Quran, or how the people used to listen to the Quran, or how the Quran used to go directly to the heart of the people. Even those that they don't want to. Some people, they don't want to listen to it. They say, I just don't want to listen to it. No, I don't care. It's good or bad, I just don't want to listen to it. And that happened to a lot of us. There's haqq, and you don't want to listen to the haqq. It's in your mind something else. It says, the leaders of Quraysh, and whenever it's time for Hajj, a lot of tribes, they will come for Hajj, even before Islam. They used to come for Hajj, because it's always a business season. People, they bring products, selling stuff. There's a lot of things, slavery, food, clothes, you name it, subhanAllah. So they know that people will be coming, so Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam will have the chance to meet other people from other tribes, and that's the biggest challenge. If those people believe in him, probably they will support him. So they start waiting at the doors of Mecca and telling the people, okay, there's a person, his name is Muhammad, don't listen to him. How do we know about this? So this is a story was narrated by one of the Sahaba before he accepted Islam. His name, At-Tufail ibn Amr al-Ghanawi. At-Tufail ibn Amr al-Ghanawi, from Qabila called Daws. He said, I came and I was the leader of my Qabila. So at the doors of Mecca, the leaders of Mecca met me and greeted me, and they said, listen, there's a person, his name's so-and-so. And he's so convincing because he is like a magician. Please don't listen to him. If you just listen to him, you're gone. You'll not be able to. What should I do? He said, just prevent yourself from listening to this man. He said, I walked in Mecca, and what I did, he said, I put curtains in my ears. I put curtains in my ears. So when I go around, I would not listen to him, even if he talks. He said, I was doing that the first day, the second day, the third day. Then I said to myself, I'm making fun of myself. I'm the leader of my people. And I'm a poet. I know what is good and what is bad. So let me listen to him. What's wrong with that? Am I that idiot that would not differentiate between good words and bad words? He said, and this is his word, فَمَا كَانَ. He said, I removed the curtains. فَمَا كَانَ إِلَّا أَنْ قَرَأَ عَلَيَّ الْقُرْآنَ فَأَسْلَمْت. He said, the first time I went to him, he recited verses from the Quran. I accepted Islam. That was the power of the Quran. That was the power of trying to understand the verses of the Quran. Because this Quran, yes, it is to be recited for many reasons. For learning, for barakah, for ajr. But this book actually, it is for us to understand. The purpose of this book, it's a message from Allah to all of us, with no exception, to understand. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that, أَفَلَا يَتَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنَ أَمْ عَلَى قُلُوبٍ أَقْفَالُهَا. Shouldn't they ponder on the Quran, or they have locks in their hearts? I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the ability to read, understand, and apply the Quran in our life. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make this Quran hujjah for us, not hujjah against us. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us among the people that do read the Quran, and then He will make us, take us higher, not to take us lower. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make this Quran a reason for maghfirah and rahmah for us and our family and our parents. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I was a little bit late because the traffic was in the Course Island was crazy. But may Allah make it easy.